Welcome back to computer science DBMS classes. Topic is display output from Pl Sql and Pl Sql execution comes under chapter 7 Pl Sql. So here in this chapter we're discussing about two mainly topics. The one is called displaying output from Pl Sql and the second one is called Pl Sql execution. The first one is called displaying output from Pl Sql. So displaying output from Pl Sql, in order to, if you want to display output from a Pl Sql block, we have to use Dbms output package. This is very important here. If you want to display Dbms output from Pl Sql block, you want to display Dbms output from Pl Sql block, we have to use Dbms output package. This is very important, Dbms output package. So we have to use the Dbms output package. A package is a collection of procedures and functions. Means we have to display any output from Dbms output, then we can use a statement that is called as a Dbms output. Dbms output. Dbms output. Finally, it has some package. A package means it is a collection of procedures and functions. Okay, fine. So put and put line procedures, both these procedures are used to display a number, var_char2 or date type value. So yeah, put and put line, these two are display the output functions. So these functions are procedures, both these procedures are used to display a number. So next, display a var_char2, display a date type value. So these three are displayed from put and put line. So here put allows you to put multiple pieces that make of a line. So put allows you to put multiple pieces that make up a line. So that make up to line, that will be reads or reads or not write multiple pieces of the pieces that make up a line. Put line puts. So put line puts the given data followed by end of line character. Put line puts the given data followed by end of line. EOL means the end of line character. So EOL and end of character. Particularly put and put lines are procedures, both are used to display a number, var_char and date. Okay, in order to see the output sent using this procedure, the following must be satisfied. So following must be, for example, taking the program unit from where they are called must be completed. Means the program unit from where they are called must be completed. So like Dbms output or server output variable of SQL star plus must be set to on. So this is called as displaying a output. So in programming tools require a method through which message can be displayed. Suppose if you want to display any message, then we require which message can be displayed, which statement can be displayed, which value can be displayed. These are the very important. So because of display is nothing but output. So which message, which statement or which value displayed on the screen. So suppose if you want to display the message on screen, so then they include the following. They include some following operations. One is called Dbms output. So second one is called put line. Already you know something about put and put line. So put line procedure. So already put line puts the given data followed by end of line character. So third one is called set server output on. So the displaying method or messages can be include the following. One is called Dbms output, second one is called put line, third one is called set server output on. Fine. So Dbms output. So what is meant by Dbms output here? Already we know Dbms, it's a database management system. Dbms means database management system. So actually Dbms is a software or a program used to create, delete and manipulate or update the database. So if you want to display any output, so like a dbms output, we can use dbms output is a package, dbms output is a package that includes dbms output is a package that includes a number of procedures. So dbms output is a package. Already you know what is meant by package is a collection of procedures and functions. So already we know something about exception is nothing but error. Package is nothing but is a collection of procedures and functions. Okay, so like it's a package. Which is a package here? dbms output is a package that includes a number of procedures and functions. That includes a number of procedures and functions that accumulate information, that accumulate or acquires information in a buffer, so that it can be retrieved later. So already if you are taking any procedures or function, that are always stored in buffer. Okay, if you want to retrieve, if you want to open that particular data or information, that will be opened later. So that is called as dbms output, because the dbms output is a package, because that contains procedures and functions. Okay, so these functions can also be used to display messages. So finally, dbms output, for example, if we want to display anything, so these functions or display messages. These type of functions are used to display the message, only for display the message, because it has some packages, you know. So then it is called as it will be displayed only for messages. Okay, fine. Next, second one is called put line. So what is meant by put line here? So already you know, put line puts the given data followed by end of line. It's nothing but UIL. UIL means end of line. Put line puts a piece of information. Put line puts is nothing but display. Display is nothing but write a piece of information in the package, where in the package buffer followed by an end of line marker. So already it is depend on end of line marker. So end of line marker, that will be displayed. So it can also be used to display a message. So put line is also used to display a message. If you want to display a message, we can also use put line. If you are using put line or get or dbms output, both are same, because both are used to display the message. Put line accepts. Put line expects a single parameter. A parameter is nothing but argument. It's nothing but set of values. Put line accepts a single parameter of character data type. So put line is always represents depend on character data type. Suppose we are using character data type, then that will be except for only for single parameter. If used to display a message, suppose I'm used to display a message, I want to display a message, then the parameter is the message string. So then if you want to display a message, then what is the parameter of parameter string? Is nothing but message is the parameter string there. So that is called as message is the parameter string there. So in particular the put line. So next, suppose dbms output is the best example. Put line, if you want to put line, so message is the parameter string. Server output, set server output or the server output is a SQL star plus environment parameter. Is a SQL star plus environment parameter that displays the information. So here the set server output displays the information, passed a parameter to the put line function. So you see, star plus environment parameter that displays the information passed as a parameter to the put line function. So what is the syntax of put line function? Set server output. Set server output is nothing but put line function. Set server output bracket on or off is nothing but on, is nothing but off, we don't know, particularly put line. So when you're using dbms output, that whole line dbms output, dbms underscore output dot put line. So they don't, both are same because both are displaying a message. Dbms underscore output dot put line. This is an example. Correct? This is syntax. Syntax are example. Dbms underscore output dot put line. In parentheses we can display the argument or value. Okay, fine. So next syntax server set server output on or off bracket. So what are the commonly used SQL star plus commands? So SQL star plus, already we know in set server output we can use only for SQL star parameters. SQL star parameters. So what are the SQL star parameters commands are there in set server output? This is a very important here, because already we know they include dbms output put line and then set server output on. Set server output on or off, both are same. Sorry, both are quite different. On is nothing but okay, so off is nothing but false. Okay, fine. So like set server output SQL commands that include SQL star plus. Commonly used SQL star plus commands. Which are the commands commonly used in SQL star plus? One is called describe. First one is called describe. It lists column definition for a database table. Describe means it lists a column. How many columns are there? Definition for a database table. In table, how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. It lists. It can list 1, 2, oh, 5 columns are there. That will be describe. This is one of the command for SQL star plus. Okay, second one, execute statement. So already if you want to execute statement, then we require a single Pl Sql statement. Means it executes a single Pl Sql statement. So each and every statement is executed from Pl Sql statement. That's very important. That execute Pl Sql single statement. Third one, help column. Help is nothing but helping. Help column, it gets online help for SQL star plus column. Help column is one of the command of SQL star plus. So it is used to get online help for SQL star plus commands. We are taking online help. So it lists the description of the column command. It lists the description of the column command. Next, help commands. Help commands, what is meant by help commands? It gets the list of all command. It gets the list of all commands. So okay, suppose we're taking more than one command, more than number of commands, then we can take all the helps. So all the helps, each and every command, because each and every command has some set of instruction. We can take the help from all the commands. Remark. So next command, remark. What is remark here? Any line beginning with keyword remark or rem. Any line begin with keyword. Any line begin with keyword remark or rem. Remark or rem or two icons in section. Section is treated as a comment and is ignored by star SQL plus. Okay, so remark, what is meant by remark? Any line beginning with keyword remark or rem or two icons in section is treated as a comment and is ignored by SQL star plus. Run, run. It executes the SQL statement present in the buffer. Run is nothing but execute the SQL statement present in the buffer. So if statements are in the buffer, automatically these statements are executed. That is called as run. It works same as the slash command. It works same as the slash command, except that it also displays the buffer contents before execute the statement in the buffer. That is also displays the buffer contents before execute the statement in the buffer. That is called as a run command. set system variable. What is meant by set system variable? It sets SQL star plus variable. Set system variable is nothing but it sets SQL star plus variable. SQL star plus we can display or sets the SQL star plus variable. Next, spool file name. Spool, SPOL, spool file name. This is also one of the command. What is the use of spool command? It stores the query. It stores the query results in an operating system file. It stores the query results in an operating system file. To disable spooling to file, use spool off. If you want to disable spooling to file, spool off. If you want to enable spooling file, spool on. Spool off and spool on. Next, start command. It executes commands stored in operating system file. What is meant by start command? It executes commands stored in an operating system file. So like this is a useful command and is preferable to entering commands directly on the SQL prompt. If a file is called com.sql contains several statements or commands. This can be executed by using the start command like start COMM. COMM is command. So this is called as the star SQL. So another buffer manipulation commands are also there. So what are the buffer manipulation commands? Because these commands are used to, sometimes we can use it to display, or if you want to use execute, or if you want to make possibility of the commands, because we're using SQL star plus commands in set server output. Buffer manipulation commands also there. So these commands are used SQL prompt for storing the SQL star plus buffer. So the most recent command that is entered in the SQL prompt is stored SQL star plus buffer. Append text is there, change word, new, change text, clear buffer, del, delete, get file, input text, list n, list star, list last, list mn, save file. So these are the buffer manipulation commands. So this is called as the displaying output from Pl Sql. In Pl Sql, in order to display output from Pl Sql block, we have to use Dbms output package. So what is meant by package? Already you know, package is a collection of procedures and functions. So here we have two functions. The one is called put and put line. Put and put line are both are the procedures. These procedures are used to display a number, varchar 2 and date type value. Put allows when you to put allows when you to, suppose put allows when you to put any information or put multiple pieces that make of a line, So like put line puts the given data followed by end of line character. So like if you want to display the user messages, then you can use Dbms output, put line, and set our server output on. So here Dbms output is a package that includes a number of procedures and functions. Dbms output is a package that includes a number of procedures and functions that accumulate information in the buffer. So that is can be retrieved later. So like a put line puts a piece of information in the package buffer followed by an end of line marker. It can also be used to display a message. Set server output on is a SQL star plus environment parameter that displays the information passed as a parameter to the put line function. Syntax: set server output on off. So SQL star plus has so many different types of commands: describe, execute, help column, help commands, remark, run, set system variable, spool, start. So this is the displaying output from PL SQL. Next, PL SQL execution. Next main topic is PL SQL execution. So what is meant by PL SQL execution? How we can display the output to it? So I already know something about that information, but now we are taking some information related to PL SQL execution. So in PL SQL execution, it has some stages, or each and every one has the particular pointer. The first one is tells invoke editor from edit menu. Invoke editor from edit menu. Suppose if you want to take any editing options, then that will take from edit menu of Oracle SQL star plus environment, where we can take Oracle SQL star plus environment. So notepad editor is also invoked. If some other editor is to be used, if you are using some other editors, you can use. Choose from edit menu a editor, a define editor. So editor menu, define editor. So that is called as invoking a editor first, if you want to execute or if you want to edit any programs. Next, second, enter the PL SQL program. We can take from first, if you want to execute any program, PL SQL program, first we are taking editor, PL SQL editor from PL SQL star plus environment, edit menu, define a editor. This is the first method. Second method, enter the PL SQL program, or type or enter. If you are having any program, if you are having any new method of writing a programming technique, so suppose write a program to find factorial of given number. So many programs are there in PL SQL. You just write any one program, just type or enter the PL SQL program. PL SQL program. Next, PL SQL program. Okay, fine. Third point, after completion of writing and typing the program, save and exit using file menu. Save and exit. You can save the file and exit using file menu. From file menu, you can save and exit options. Fourth one, to execute PL SQL, suppose after completion of save to execute PL SQL, type / at SQL prompt and press enter. Type means from keyboard when the symbol is there, that is called a slash. You just type that symbol and SQL from to SQL prompt to at SQL prompt and press enter. This is the fourth step. Fifth one, error will be indicated. Suppose the error will be indicated. Error is nothing but exception will be indicated. Go back and correct them. Once again, you can go back to the program and correct them. When execution is successful, after completion of all the clearing of errors, the execution is successful. The message PL SQL procedures successfully completed. The message PL SQL procedure successfully completed is displayed on the screen, or that particular PSQL prompt. So that is called as PL SQL programming execution. First, notepad editor is invoked or SQL star plus. Enter the PL SQL program. Save and exit from file menu. Suppose if you want to exit program, type / from SQL prompt, press enter. Error will be indicated. Go back and correct them. When execution is successful, the message will be displayed on screen. PL SQL procedure successfully completed. So this is the method of PL SQL program execution. So one example is there. Declare, declare name, data type varchar, size 10, company varchar size 10, choice character 1 2 3 choice like a begin, number of executed statement, name is equal to Jan, company info, choice y means the S character. If choice y, then that will be display name and company. Suppose if you are pressing y in n, then automatically come program outside of the structure. When the above code is executed SQL prompt, it produces the following result. Then we can output is John info. This is the best example for Pl Sql execution. Okay, thank you very much. See you next session.